We're gonna have a dance party.
Yeah, yeah. Because DocuSign's so exciting.
Well, it sounds very sophisticated.
Yes.
Very classy, very demure.
Well, I hope you guys have a great class. It'll be Leah teaching today, so have a great class.
Thank you. Good.
I already have an answer for you. Because you're gonna be here for any grades from tomorrow. Right. Starting, ignite. Yay, that has a there we go. Sorry, so medium was the smallest snack bag that I had. So there you go. Thank you. Okay. Done. Everyone's got their shirts. But they really actually already have one set aside for you. So even better. Well, have a oh, you get shirts too? I may or may not have shirts.
You can wear it for a nice curry. Yep. You're gonna have to cut the arms off it. And make like a arm. Get a lot of, and start a lot of conversations. Think about it that way. Yeah, there you go. I don't know, that might be like. It might be hard to get people talking to you in the bar. And, ask me about real estate here, but maybe not, it might be great.
Yeah, wish I signed up earlier so I could get that shirt.
Yeah, we literally just got it.
Yeah,
we really all in the class. He walked away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm slink out here.
Yeah, especially you got it.
Yeah, okay. Have you done Ignite before? This is your first time, I haven't really yet.
I missed a week.
I get how my size.
They have one that's very
I'm gonna have to come back.
They might.
Yeah, I'll have to also.
Like so.
I mean.
Listener, does she probably have to-
So I decided on the 17th, so. Yeah, so I'm like, I've got myself really active. Hold on, how's it going? So I'm like trying to read my card. Yeah, it's not, you know. It's a lot. Yeah.
Do you happen to have any
Yeah.
t-shirts?
Ask Liz, I do, because I ordered extra. Liz, they're going to get their shirts from you today. You might go up there, because while I got some of the big ones.
I keep reminding myself that like, I need to make like, you know, it's like.
So you got set up with here?
Yeah.
Good.
Get your document code and your.
Yeah. Yeah, did you already do the paperwork on it? Okay, good, good. How's it going?
Just got my t-shirt.
Did y'all order t-shirts? They go to Liz.
She like literally just did it.
Oh, okay, good, good, yeah. So y'all gonna do the race with us in the morning?
Yeah.
If we don't do new people.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to take my son to the, but I'm gonna see if he can find it.
Yeah.
So if we do what?
Y'all can go afterwards, you know, you might want to listen to some of the, maybe because one of you, we're gonna be up there, so
Okay,
with one of our coaches.
I think I do, because I just.
Yeah.
In the hall,
had the
right?
team meeting.
Yeah, well, that or, that would have to split this room up and see what those two do.
It should be in your email, that's how I found it.
Okay.
Really noisy, you know, but maybe we could, maybe Miranda go, yeah, go ahead and do the beginning of it, you know, for everybody here. So that, you know, so y'all know what to do when you get out.
Yes.
I'll talk to Miranda about it. Have you started door knocking yet?
No, I mean, I was gonna work on an open house on Sunday, I just did it.
Yeah,
I don't really have an excuse, I kind of just did it.
yeah.
It's gonna happen, unfortunately.
I know, make sure you wear KW stuff.
Oh, no, now that I have this shirt, I have a lot more confidence in it.
I know, then you get, ask me about real estate, yeah, for sure. Yeah, some people like sit in coffee shops and they'll have like, you know, your laptop up there, you can sitting there and say, ask me anything about real estate. You'd be surprised. That's why I tell people give a name tag, go to a grocery store. If you're waiting in line, see what
It's
comes up.
literally gonna be my bar shirt.
Yeah. Cool.
People at bars, like, they have like their guards are like put down.
That's
some of them
true.
is drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Alcohol.
yeah.
That's what limits inhibition.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So what's the question? I always tell people, if someone asks you, so you know, what's going on with the real estate business? What do you say?
Rates are down. I'm up, I'm out.
I'm up. Rates are down, I'm up.
I would say, why? And why I say that is because if you tell, oh yeah, it's great, this is going on, okay, it's great, but I got what they wanted to hear. They said, why did you ask? What are they gonna do?
What that means.
Yeah, looking to sell, well, my aunt has a house or this or that. You know, so you're looking to buy or sell, because it's, you know, what end of this are you gonna be on, right? You wanna kind of know, or you wanna help a friend. Tell me more about this situation, they have to give you some advice. I'd love to talk with them, whatever the case may be. But if you give them what they want right away,
You can make it the best market center.
yeah. And then you want to know, start learning the market. We'll be talking about that October 16th, 12th to reserve that time. That's we're doing the next big meeting. You know, for but the next big meeting I do with everybody in coaching. Yes, and we're gonna be talking about how on prepping for your listing and prepping for buyers and what to do and what to say and all that.
You said October what?
16th from 12 to 2. Once a month, I do a team meeting just for all the coaching clients. See, y'all are an elite group. Y'all get all this extra good stuff, you know? Like t-shirts.
And you said from 12 to 2?
Yeah, October 16th. And that'll be led by the coaches. That'll be really good. And they're going to, are some of y'all going, are y'all been assigned coaches, right? Y'all started at 10? Okay, I think they're gonna be giving you a address to start, you know, doing some research and stuff like that, so. It's good, y'all will have fun. All right, I'm looking forward to tomorrow with y'all. Chick-fil-A gonna be showing up, so about 8:45 is when some of the food's coming, so. That might get here fast, so you might wanna come on in. Did she have an extra shirt? Oh, good, she did. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay.
I just signed up.
Well, I didn't want to go for no reason. I thought she had like a green shirt. I was trying to fix for small. Can't do that.
Same form.
What like is this?
Good enough, just don't wash it.
Or this is the extra large. This is crazy.
That's the biggest thing.
No, I think I have one more.
Go with drink, but you get like some muscle going, it's good.
That's crazy. It's extra large. I guess.
Yeah.
Even that happened.
It would eventually.
Maybe getting older. That is weird.
Yeah. So good, they're here.
Yeah, look, no way I'm double XL. What's 4XL?
But I mean, you have to still get the shirt and we have 4XL here.
It only goes up to double XL.
Like a refrigerator.
It's not about the shirt.
Hey Debbie, just since you're online, I just wanted to let you know that we are starting at 1:05, so in about 3 minutes here, we'll get started.
It's not about the shirt side there, but you.
No, but,
Big time stuff here.
Really? I think I'm gonna get a bigger.
Extra percentage.
Look at the board. I.
This is why I got 4% and up.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
See, should really ask me, but like you fill out those social media. You gotta command. Right here. Sorry, you don't really.
Hey, just for those of you online, just a heads up, we'll be starting here in 1 minute at 1:05. Need a coffee or anything, feel free to grab that.
Yes, it is my number.
Yeah, so yeah, define it first and then.
And this is like the only tab that I have, or wait, not there.
I don't know, I think there's like, man, you're
You
really
can
gonna
like
have to.
import, right?
Yeah.
If you go here.
Tech question?
She knows how to do it, she wasn't even here.
I was playing with it.
Nice. What are you trying to create?
What was I trying to create, Erin?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's
What's
not
he
like
mean?
that, like
Thank you.
Yeah,
that.
nice. Way to go.
Just been searching for things.
Hi, how are you? Great to see you. Okay, gotcha. So you would have gotten an email from Scott Lower in marketing from with all your logins and stuff and such. So you would want to look that up. I can help you find it if you want to pull it up.
Yeah.
You just search your personal inbox for that. Yep. So whatever email you gave to the office when you signed on, that's where all your password sheet went from Scott Lower Marketing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's so good. Thank you.
Yep, and let me know if you need it. It's Scott Lower Marketing if you want to search. Mhm. Scott Lower Marketing is who you want to search. Yep. You need me? Hi. Really? I still have to give Jules a gift. I haven't seen Jules since last week, so.
This is like a regular gift.
Alright, yeah.
I'm always strapped.
Oh my God,
It's just
yes.
instant noodles.
Okay, no, I'm not calm. I'm not calm. Thank you. I'm not. Okay, what email account is that?
That's my KW.
Okay, we want to search Scott. Here, let me.
Yeah.
This is your KW email? Can you go to your personal email?
No personal one?
Yeah, your personal email is where it sent all your passwords to.
That's it. That's the first
This is all your passwords to everything KW, including the DocuSign password. So that's your KW login, which you'll need, and then you'll need your login as well. But I'll teach you how to do that.
Oh, DocuSign login.
Yeah, but different username. So I'll show you now. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So today's class, we're going to go over DocuSign, which Keller Williams used to access all of your forms, type in your forms, and send for electronic signatures. Who has used DocuSign before today? Okay, great, awesome. So what I'm going to show you first, okay, is how to set up templates. So if you are new to DocuSign, I'm going to show you steps A through Z on how to do a transaction with DocuSign with the KW technology, because it is a little different than regular DocuSign if you've used it. Okay, but first I'm going to show you how you access your forms in general and create templates from it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a higher level tip so that if you have used DocuSign and you do just want to get that piece of information and then leave, you absolutely can. First, let me show you where the notes are for today's class. So the notes are on kwbresources.com. That's where all the notes are for our tech classes. All right, just a reminder on kwbresources.com, if you have not booked a one-on-one appointment with us, you can do that by clicking I need tech help on the top right. Right, it's free for you to meet with us once a week. The office pays for it. We can help you with any of your tech and marketing. Take advantage of that. Right. Outside of that, if you can go ahead and hover over tech resources on the top black toolbar and come down to live tech training. That's where the DocuSign notes are. So again, hover over tech resources on the top black toolbar and then live tech training. You'll see our calendar, but you can scroll down past that to find the DocuSign notes. It's about halfway down. It's not alphabetized to make your life easier. I'll work on that. But go ahead and click on the DocuSign option and that'll pull up both written notes and tip videos on everything I'm going to talk about today. All right, so that DocuSign option, if you like written notes, that's the very top link. Okay, and then I have highlighted under that, this will be the DocuSign overview right here. So if you have a client and you forget everything I say in today's class, no worries. This will walk you through it step by step. Okay, so I'll reference this, but essentially everything I'm teaching you today can be broken down in these 10-minute tip videos, and we're happy to help you with that. Okay, so in order to get into DocuSign, okay, so we would always go to command first, okay? So we would always go to agent.kw.com to start all transactions, and that's what I'm going to take you through for most of today's class. But first, I'm going to skip forward to show you a little bit of a next level tip. So if you can open a new tab, we're going to go directly to DocuSign by going to rooms.docusign.com. Okay, so it's not just DocuSign.com, it's rooms.docusign.com would be where you access the real estate side of DocuSign. All right, and your login would typically be your KW email and your password would be the same as your command password generally. All right, so you can just watch on my screen for now, especially if you're new, so you can just see that this feature exists. All right, so you want to put in your username and your password. If you're not sure what this is, what your username and password is for DocuSign, that would have come to you to your personal, all right, from Scott Leroy Marketing. So if you've not seen your full password sheet yet, that would be in your personal inbox, so not your KW email, your personal inbox, whatever you gave KW when you were joining, and you can just search Scott Leroy Marketing. I'll write that up here. All right, so Scott Leroy Marketing, and that will show you all your passwords for everything KW technology. They centralize all your passwords in one spot. All right, and this is actually a really important email for you to write down in general, support@scottleroymarketing.com. They answer all emails within about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. So if you have, quick questions or you're running into an issue with the KW tech, scottleroymarketing.com is where you want to email, and they'll be able to either fix it for you or send you a video on how to do that on your end. Okay. So again, where I went to so far was rooms.docusign.com. And so what I'm going to show you is how you can pre-fill out your forms to have the information auto-filled in there to pull in the auto-filled form every time. This is a little bit of the next level tip. So again, if you are here for this tip, great, I'll show you that now, and then you can leave after if you'd like to. So to do that, we'll go to My Documents. Okay, so again, I went to rooms.docusign.com to log in. Hey, Fatima. Oh, you're fine. So specifically rooms.docusign.com to log in, and then I clicked on the Documents tab on the very top white toolbar. Okay. From here, I'm going to show you how you can pull up, let's say, a listing agreement to pre-fill it out so that you have that pre-filled listing agreement every time, okay? So from the My Documents tab on the top, if you scroll on down, you might see some forms under here, under My Forms. But specifically, if you can go ahead and click on New Template on the right-hand side. So New Template on the right-hand side. And just stop me if I lose you. But so far I went to Documents, My Documents on the top of DocuSign. And then I scroll down to click New Template. Okay. So now from here, that first drop down, up to you. You can leave it as it is for the DocuSign form library. Really, it just changes how the forms are grouped in the second drop down. So I personally prefer changing the first drop down to the DocuSign form packets so I can see them separated by buyer and seller, how Sabra separated them for us. So up to you, but again, I changed the top drop down to be the DocuSign form packet. And then the second drop down now, let's say I'm going to select the North Carolina listing file so I can find my listing agreement. Again, just stop me if I lose you. Nice. Okay. Great. All right. So now we can go ahead and select any of the forms that we want. Again, what we're doing is we're setting up a template, right? So we can pre-fill it out. So let's say the first one I want to do is the exclusive right to sell. That's form 101, the very top one. So you can select the radio dot to the left of that form name and click Use on the bottom. All right, it'll load for a little while. It's going to pull up a blank form where we can start typing in all the information that you would most of the time have on the listing agreement. So with that being said, okay, let's say it doesn't apply to one of the transactions that you do. Well, you can always change this form once you pull it into your DocuSign room, and I'll show you the how on all of that, okay? But the idea is that we want to fill in what we most of the time have on all of our listing agreements, okay? So if that is filling in, let's say up here, right, we generally have Keller Williams Ballantyne. Now, as far as the what that you're going to fill in, okay, that's a little less in my knowledge range. Your T group partners will be able to guide you. This will be a great thing to bring up when you are in your T group meetings. If you're a new agent, that you can just fill in exactly what your T group leader is telling you is recommended. All right, so you can fill in any of the fields. Again, scroll down and you would just fill in anything that you would generally write in A. Fatima, do you have any suggestions on what you would pre-fill in here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the listing agreement specifically.
No, because everything is very specific.
Yeah, it's a lot of like in A would be things that you could put in, like, you know, items that do not convey, or
Compensation, if you have a set thing already, you can write it there.
right, that's a good one. I like that. Home warranty, right? If that's generally the same, right? If you guide your seller generally the same on that, right? You can go ahead and select that. Again, it's changeable once you bring it in, right? So if you usually have, let's say, a conventional loan, right? Go ahead and select or fill out whatever fields you would most of the time put in, and then you can change it once you pull it into the room.
If the circumstances, the expiration date thing, I mean, we usually put 90 days.
Perfect. Love that.
No, not
Oh,
there.
not here.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
page?
That's on the buyer's
On the-
agreement.
Go down. There, if within,
Oh, okay, yeah. the
What?
last box.
the last box, yeah,
That's
90
what-
days.
Got it. Thanks.
And that's it, yeah.
All right, so mainly I'm going to show you the how in today's class, and then as far as what you put in, again, I would get with your T group partner or another agent if you're not sure what to put in, right? That's a little outside my range. Okay, so you can fill in that form, and I'm going to show you how you can now apply this form for future transactions, okay? Now, the final thing that we would do here is you can rename it on the top left. So if you did want to name this, let's say, the exclusive right to sell or something a little simpler, or in the case that you have several of the same template, right, you can name them differently on the top left. And then click the checkbox. Yeah, top left. I know it's pretty hidden. I always forget to do this myself. So that's that pencil icon. You can update the name. And then click the checkbox to confirm.
Okay. Yeah, do you know your NERDS ID? If not, I'll show you how.
And if your forms, oh, you don't have it yet. Okay, you won't access your forms yet. Yeah. Yes, yes. Did anyone else, when you clicked on a form, did it pop up wanting your NERDS ID? Did your forms come up?
Yeah.
With your NERDS ID? Nice. You can figure it out. Nice. Way to go. You good on forms? Okay, great. Again, so if you're newer to DocuSign, this is a little next level. So this will make a lot more sense as we go through DocuSign in today's class. All right. But if you could join me now, I'm going to show you, especially if you've seen DocuSign before, how you apply this form template, and then we'll go through the whole process. So again, I'll click the checkbox on the top to save that name. And then you can click Save and Close on the very top, the yellow button here. So save and close on the top, and that'll take you back to all of your form templates. So you could do that. Yeah, exactly. So if you click save and close. Yeah, it does that, especially with these templates. So it should load any minute now. There we go. So you could do that in theory with each form that you want to pre-fill in, right? So now as a final step, let me show you how to apply that template. And this would really, you can really only do this if you have already started a DocuSign room. So you can just watch on my screen if you have not. Okay, so as far as applying that template, I can click on the rooms option to get back to all my DocuSign rooms. And I can click on whichever room I would like to apply that template to. Okay, and in the Documents tab of that DocuSign room, and again, if you're new, this will make a lot more sense in just a minute, so hold tight. All right, so you would want to look for that exclusive right to sell. So you're pulling up a room that would be a listing in theory, and right-click on the form, okay? So now when I right-click on the exclusive right to sell, since I created a template, I now have the option to click Apply Form Template from that dropdown. So when I do that, and I practice with this one a lot, I can go ahead and select the template. So you can see you can create several of the same template, like one for cash deals or finance deals, right? So that's all you have to do to apply that form template. Right-click, click Apply Form Template, select the template, and click Apply. And it'll go ahead and put all that information automatically on your listing agreement, which then, of course, you can open it and edit it further, right, and change anything from there. But it's a huge time saver to automatically have at least some of the information auto-filled, right? Or if you get with a top agent, like your coach, and they tell you what should go in a listing agreement, great, put it in, so then you know, and you don't have to keep second-guessing yourself, okay? Yes.
Just added this.
Mhm.
Why does it give you a wrong thing?
Is this an old opportunity or DocuSign room? I'm guessing just because like you pulled this in originally in May.
I had a bunch of templates that I created it, or when you created it,
Mm-hmm. Nice.
but I just need to have the forms, but I'm wondering when you pull it up, does it give you the new date or the old?
I think the original date it'll say, yeah. I guess for those of you online or anyone who just came for the templates, if you have any questions on that, let me know. Okay, you can also book with me one-on-one and we can go over this again in person, okay? But I'm gonna switch gears now and I'm gonna do it from the beginning, how you start a transaction in Command with DocuSign. We don't have any other questions on that. Okay, great. All right, guys, so let's go through the entire process. I'm going to show you what to do when you have a new client, how to access all your paperwork and send for electronic signatures. Anytime we start a new transaction, this is very important, we always start that from Command, okay? So we would always go to agent.kw.com in order to start a transaction. So I know I showed you guys how to go to rooms.docusign.com. That's great. You can always go there to access DocuSign. But when you are starting a transaction, we start that in command, okay? And I'll show you why. You'll see why that's so important. Okay, and again, if you are wanting to follow along with notes, I'm just going to point out, right, that this will follow the written steps on the notes that I provided you. If you need help getting back to where I am here, let me know. But it will follow the written steps here on how to start a transaction with command in DocuSign, okay? So just a heads up, these are the written steps, so you can follow along on those or at home as well. But that first step on the list is going to command. So that's where I'm at here at agent.kw.com, okay? Now, ideally, you have them already entered into your contact database, but if you don't, no worries, I'll show you how to add it. But where we're going to want to go to is the opportunities icon, okay? So that's the icon that looks like a handshake icon. Okay, that's for any of your transactions. Okay, when you hear the term opportunity, it's really just as corny as it sounds, okay? You'll create a new opportunity every time that you have an opportunity for a sale or a listing, okay? And it's going to show you these pipelines here. So you'll see that you have a separate pipeline for your listings, buyers, and leases, okay? In general, most systems really just help you with under contract to close. This goes a step further to take it all the way from the beginning of the relationship. That's where it has this cute little plant icon, cultivating the relationship, to appointment, active, under contract, and our favorite, closed, okay? One of the coolest features that this does, all right, and I will be showing you that in a different class, but just so you know that this exists in here, so you can create checklists in each one of these, and as you pull the transaction down the pipeline, it automatically adjusts those checklists and tells your client what you've completed for them. So you might have seen that, like a lot of mortgage providers will do that. So for example, if you check off, let's say when you're active, that you put the sign in the yard, that you got the professional photos back, right? When you check those off, it can notify your client automatically via email, okay? If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can write that down, okay? And you can shoot me an email and I will send you steps on how to do that or get together to help you do that. All right, so again, from the Opportunities tab, we're going to click on Create Opportunity on the top right. Okay, Create Opportunity on the top right. Okay, and I know it looks like a lot of fields that just popped up, but really there's just 3 fields that you have to fill in. This will be a noteworthy moment. It's not on the notes, I don't think. All right, the 3 fields you have to fill out when you create an opportunity. 1, you need to pick the opportunity type. Okay, so opportunity type, whether that's a listing or a buyer. Okay, I'm going to do a listing for today's class. It's really the same concept. So if you have a real opportunity for a buyer or a listing, you can select that. So first field I have to fill out, opportunity type. Second one is the client field, okay? So that's where if they're in your database already, you'll see them pop up, or you can just click on the client field and start typing that in. If they're in your database, you'll see it pops up, or you can click to add new contact here. Okay, so either way, we want to have their name and their email ideally, so they can electronically sign. And if there's a co-seller on the transaction, right, like a spouse that would need to sign, that's where you can put that in for the co-seller. If you have questions on that, let me know. The last and final field that you have to fill out is the commission rate on the bottom right. And I'll repeat those 3 if you want to jot them down. But that commission rate on the bottom right, that's talking about your side of the transaction. And just whatever you usually charge, you can change that if they haggle you down. But in general, put 3 on the bottom right there for commission rate. So if you do want to take notes on that, the 3 fields you have to fill out every time you create an opportunity. And this is in order to get paid. So period, you have to do this if you want to get paid. Okay, so when we create an opportunity, those 3 fields are the opportunity type, whether that's a listing or a buyer, the client, and the commission rate. And you can click create. Of course, you can ask me questions on any of the other fields, but that's the main things that you would need to know right now. Okay, so once we create that opportunity, how we get into DocuSign and link the 2 together is from this Documents tab. Okay, so it's really important that we do these steps anytime that you start a new transaction. And this is the perk to why. A, it'll link the two systems together. But B, it'll bring in all the forms that you need automatically, right? You don't need to go searching for every single form you need to be in compliance. It brings them all in automatically, okay? So how we do that is from the Documents tab. You'll see it says Pick Checklist Type on the left-hand side. Okay, and now these options will look different whether you picked a buyer or a listing. I picked a listing. So now I'm looking at, okay, North Carolina listing forms, right? Or South Carolina. If you picked a buyer opportunity, you would select in general the North Carolina sales or South Carolina. So you'll see when I select that checklist type, okay, this is the actual checklist of all the forms I need to be in compliance. That's what you're looking at here. I'll come back to that because I'm going to show you how you submit for compliance and how you get paid. All right, but in general, now that we selected that checklist, I can click Start a Transaction on the right-hand side, and it will automatically pull in all those forms into DocuSign. So again, on the right, I'll click Start a Transaction. Yeah. Yeah, you can go. If all you wanted to know was, yeah, you can go. Yeah, because now this is just the basics. I don't think you were even here for that, Carla.
No, I know, but I don't. I know.
I'll show you later. It's okay.
Okay.
All right, you don't need to do what I'm doing on my screen. I just unlinked it the other day to work on something. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. One second, guys. Now, if you went ahead and clicked Start Transaction, it should pop up DocuSign for you to log in, unless you have a pop-up blocker on, just a heads up. All right, so again, I clicked on Start a Transaction, and then it should bring up DocuSign automatically. If nothing happens when you click on Start a Transaction, okay, just a heads up, what that would be is a pop-up blocker. Sorry, I'll just have to work around it. So did everyone's DocuSign come up? You good? Okay, great. Okay, and I'll come look to see. Sometimes it just loads for quite a long time, or it could be a pop-up blocker. See if on the top URL bar, do you have like a window with an X through it by chance? Okay, I'll come look. All right, but when that room loads, right, you should see all of your forms automatically display, right? And these are all displaying because we selected that checklist, so it all automatically pulls in. Oh, I see. Huh. Let's try refreshing if you don't mind. Okay, try again. Yeah, pick checklist type. Yeah, you're right. In North Carolina listing / sales. Perfect. Okay. I don't know why. And then click yeah, start transaction. And then is this Safari? Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, see that. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Nice. And now you should be all caught up. All right, guys. So to make sure that you have access to all your forms, which you should, all right, go ahead and select, let's say, the listing agreement. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to fill out the form so you can send it for electronic signature, or you can just go ahead and print it out. Okay, one sec here. So you can do one of two things. Of course, DocuSign is created so that you can type in your form, send it for electronic signature, and they can just sign from their email. All right. However, if you would like to print out the form, okay, another option that agents use is they would type in the entire form here and then they could print it out, okay? So either one. Now, when you click on a form, it should tell you if you don't have access to your form, so just let me know if that's the case. But as far as filling out the form, it's very intuitive. You can just scroll and click on any of the fields to start typing that in, okay? And it does autofill back and forth. So for example, if you come down to the street address section and you put that information in, once you save it here, it'll autofill on all of your other forms in DocuSign, or in this DocuSign room specifically. Okay, so the first step, again, is going through and filling out the entire form first, okay? Now, I can either print it and bring it on my appointment so I can explain the listing agreement to them and have them hand sign it. So that's one option I'm going to show you. Or you can send for electronic signatures. So I'll show you both. So again, fast forward, let's pretend we went through and we filled out the entire form first, and then click Save and Close on the top of your screen here, the yellow button. So Save and Close on the top. Okay, and in practice, let's say we filled that form out and the working with real estate agents, okay? So let's say we filled both of them out, and now I want to print them for my appointment, okay? How you would do that is you'll see the little check boxes on the top left of the form names. Notice that when I click one of those check boxes, this little this little menu appears at the very top, whatever it's called. All right, so that only appears up here once you've checked the check boxes. So you can go ahead and check, let's say, the working with real estate agents and the exclusive right to sell. And then you'll see that you can print it right from here. So that's that print icon. So if you do want to just bring it on your appointment with you, you absolutely can. There are scanners here. I'll show you how after you can scan the signed documents to your computer and you can be in compliance that way. Ideally, though, it's a lot quicker to have them electronically signed, okay? So to do that is the same concept. We check the checkbox of the form we want to send for electronic signatures, and then we click on the pen icon. So you'll see if you hover your mouse over these icons, it tells you what it does. And we want the one that says Create Envelope. Okay, so we check the checkboxes on the top left of the form names, and then we click on the pen icon. Please let me know if I lose you. And then we're selecting, okay, who's going to sign this, right? So I'm going to sign it as the listing agent and seller 1 and 2. Or if you only have one seller or one client, you would just select one of them. And you can click Continue. Now, at this point, it does usually take a solid 45 seconds for it to load because it's pulling all of your clients' contact information from Command into DocuSign. So it's going to pull over their email address, their name, all their contact information. Concerning. Were you guys able to pull up an envelope? Did that load for you guys? Great. Okay, I'll try again. All right, and I channel snail mail here to make sense of this section, right? It says create envelope, okay? So assuming mine will load this time. What you'll see is very similar to snail mail. We have the forms at the top. It's going to show you what documents that you're sending. One sec. All right, so at the top you'll see, and I'll talk you through it in the very least as I try to get mine to work. So you'll see the documents at the top, and if you scroll down, you'll see the clients that you're sending that to. So now, if you can scroll down, this is an important section where it shows the clients that you're sending it to. All right, you'll see a 1 and a 2 right next to those clients. And can I see who has it open? Do you mind if I just take your computer for a second? Yeah. Okay, great. So you see where it says like the 1 and the 2 on the left right-hand side? Yeah, right, the 1 and the 2. Okay, what that means is if you leave it as the 1 and the 2, it will send it in that order, meaning it will send it to client marked as a 1 first, and it will not send to person marked as a 2 until after the first person has signed. So in general, okay, it doesn't really matter, but you can uncheck at the very top. There's a checkbox that will remove the 1 and 2, right? So that's this one right here, since I kidnapped your computer. Yeah. So it'll send it to them at the same exact time, okay? Now there is a time that you would use that, all right? It does default on the signing order as 1 and 2, and that's fine. If you send it to them like that, it's really just how you communicate with them. If it's set as a 1 and a 2 and you tell both of them, hey, I just sent the form, well, no, you didn't, right? Because the person marked as a 2 won't receive it until after the first person signs, okay? So, but when you do want to use this, and this might be a noteworthy moment, the residential property disclosure and mineral and gas rights, it's any form they need to fill out, right? They need to fill out the residential property disclosure. So that 1 and the 2 would allow the person marked as a 1 to fill out the form. and the person marked as a 2 to just sign for it. Let's see if I can pull open a different room to show you guys. All right, but other than that, you can just really just uncheck those check boxes. And that will send it to both of them at once. Questions on that specifically? All right, now from where you're looking at, if you scroll down, you'll see a spot to put a message, right? You don't have to put anything in there, but you can if you guys talked about something specific on the listing agreement. And you can click next on the bottom right. And then in theory, I'll be able to show you the next page. There's not too much that you guys have to do. It's really just clicking next on the bottom right. Do you guys see that option? Just let me know if not. And that will take you to the final part, right, where you're seeing the form. All right, so when you click next on the bottom right, you should be looking at the form filled out, but now what you're looking at is the initial boxes and signature fields automatically displaying on the forms. Okay, so you don't need to add the initial boxes and signature fields, it automatically adds it for you. Okay, so you guys seeing that on your form? Great. So really, there's not much you have to do on this page. You can click on preview on the top right in order to see a preview of what your clients would see to fill it out. But really, you can just click send when you're ready on the bottom right. Do we all see initial fields on our form? And you see how it's a certain color, right? You see the colors of the initial fields, right? That corresponds to your clients on the top right. Can I kidnap your computer one more time? Thank you, I really appreciate you. So on the very top left, on the top left, you'll see a drop down that has your clients' names and the colors corresponding to that client, right? So that's the color of the field that would show for initial and signature fields. Are you guys good on this? I know it's a little challenging.
I need to start all over.
Oh, well, I'll just do it with you one-on-one then, okay?
I was trying to sign into DocuSign for a good portion.
I feel that. Well, don't worry, I'll help you one-on-one. Thank you. Right, so that drop-down menu on the top left will show you what color corresponds to their signing fields so that you can make sure they can sign all fields. So when you're ready, you can click on send on the very bottom right. And that will send to your clients for electronic signature, okay? It sends to their email inbox for them to sign, okay? Now I'm going to talk to you about how the sign forms look when they come back and how to manage the sign forms as our final part of class here. I know that's really annoying that I can't show you that section up here. Do you guys feel okay on that? Besides, we'll work on that. Do you guys feel comfortable on that? Good. Okay. All right, guys. Now, the next thing you need to know is about how the sign forms work, how you receive notification of those sign forms as well, all right, and how you sign. Now, whenever it's a form you need to sign, okay, you'll be invited to sign in one of two ways. First of all, if you did press send, you're looking at the envelopes tab, which is where I am on my screen. And this tab shows you any time that one or a group of forms were sent for electronic signature. So if it is a form that you need to sign, you can just simply click on it. It would say needs your signature, and you can click on this envelope to be able to sign that right away. Okay. It will also send to you via email. So you will get an email every time you need to sign as well. So you can sign either way. I'm going to switch rooms so you guys can see what it looks like when these forms come back signed to give you an idea. Because you'll see that all of your forms, if you do look at the forms in your room, so right now you might be on the envelopes tab, which again shows you any time that one or a group of forms were sent for signatures. But if you click back to the documents tab, you'll notice that all of your forms have this blue form icon, okay? What that means is the blue form icon shows you that it's an original form that you can just open and start typing in, right? It's the interactive form. Once it comes back signed, okay, a totally separate copy of the form will come back and it will have this green signed icon. So for example, I have my original copy of the exclusive right to sell with that blue form icon indicating that's the original that I just started typing in. Then I have the separate copy that have the signed icon that if I clicked on it, it's actually a PDF. So I can't edit this one in the same way, at least. I can't just start typing in it, but this one would have my signatures, and that's why it's a PDF to preserve those signatures. Okay, so let's talk about what we do with our signed forms once we get them, because this is how you get paid. So this is a very important part. All right. So you should have the tab still open for opportunities and commands. So I'm going to tell you now how the two systems really relate to each other. So again, you'll see the opportunities in command, right? So we have documents in our opportunity, but we also have the documents in DocuSign, okay? Why? Why are there both? Okay, so this is what you need to know. In DocuSign, DocuSign is used between you as the agent and your clients to get forms signed, to access your forms, fill them out, and send. So again, DocuSign is used between you as the agent and your clients, okay, to get forms signed. Once they come back signed, that's when the Documents tab of the opportunity comes into play. Documents tab of the opportunity, what you're looking at here, is used between you as the agent and the office to submit your signed paperwork so that you can get paid, okay? So again, command here used between you as the agent and the office, DocuSign used between you as the agent and your client. All right, so once we have those signed, the office does not go into DocuSign to see your paperwork. They check here, okay, for your signed paperwork to give you your commission check. So let me talk to you about how you submit for compliance review, and that'll be the final thing we go over, and you guys can ask questions if you have any. All right, so how you get your commission check, right, from this Documents tab in the opportunity and command. If you are representing the listing, slightly different for listing versus buyer. Okay, first thing I come in and do, you'll see on the left-hand side, I've listed, under contract, and closed. If you're representing the buyer, you only have, well, the first one says like something like consultation, under contract, and closed. Okay, so if you click on one of those checklists on the left-hand side, first thing I do is I click on the requirement column. So where it says requirement, if you click on that, it will sort all the required fields to the top, or the required forms rather. All right, so these are all the forms you literally have to put in order to receive your paycheck and stay out of real estate jail for that matter. If you scroll down, you'll see that it turns into conditional forms. So that's just like, lead-based paint. If it's built before 78, great, then you need that. But all the ones at the top that are marked required now, because I sorted them by clicking requirement, these ones I do need. So how we add our signed paperwork on the right-hand side is you'll see these drop-down menus, right? And once I have signed forms in my DocuSign room, they show up on this list on the right-hand side when you click that drop-down, and only signed forms will appear, so you can simply click on it, okay? Now, if you did get it hand-signed, okay, you can also pull it in from your computer instead. So see where it says attach files from DocuSign? If you change that to attach from your computer, then you can just, drag and drop or pull it in from your computer. So that would be in the case that you got them hand signed, right, and scanned it to your computer. You could add them that way on the right-hand side. Please let me know if you have questions on that. When you come to this, right, you can also just book with us or come to our open tech hours and we'll do it with you, okay? So when we do this, okay, Sabre would like this done, all your paperwork submitted within 3 days of going live in the MLS, okay, if you're representing the listing. Okay, so what you would do, within 3 days of going live in the MLS, you add the required paperwork and then click Submit to MC, okay? It becomes blue once you add forms. All right, so you click Submit to MC. Now, if you don't have something, let's say you don't have the proof of square footage back yet, no worries. Carla is who does compliance in our office, and you'll get a love note from her letting you know that you need to add that by the time closing happens to receive your paycheck. Outside of that, right, then if you click on the under contract on the left-hand side, that folder, you'll see the contract paperwork that you're required to submit within 3 days of going under contract, okay? And then you'll see the final one for closed, ideally within 3 days of closing. Okay, if you're representing the buyer, same concept, but you only need to submit when you go under contract and close. So 3 days of going under contract and then close. Any questions on when we submit for compliance review? Even just knowing that this exists, right? A lot of the tech, just knowing that, okay, when I go under contract, I need to submit my signed paperwork. I don't remember what she said, but I'm going to come to the open tech hours and I'll just do it with you. Okay. You don't really need to memorize anything I say. You just need to know where to find me. Yeah. So again, with those open tech hours, right? That's Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 12:30, especially with DocuSign, right? It's very time sensitive. So if you need us, just come in. I'll help you with it. If a form's giving you issues or you need to get your paycheck, right? You don't know what they want from you. I used to do compliance in the office, so I can guide you on that. Now, I know that, again, was a quick overview of DocuSign. Last thing I'm going to show you, though, is where when you're at home, if you want to just watch me explain that one more time, and so you can pause it and follow along, right? kwbresources.com, that's our internal website for agents in our office, so not for the general public. It's on the main page here, so under the staff headshots. 25-minute overview of DocuSign. You can pause it to follow along. That's how I learned how to use DocuSign originally. I just watched a video and paused it to follow along. Okay, there's one other thing I did not mention. When you go under contract, you have to submit a commission request. I'll show you where that is, but that's what that top video does, okay? And again, I'll just help you with this when you go under contract, but just so you guys can put this in your head, in command, right, when you go under contract, that's this offers and commissions. You're letting the office know that you're going to receive a paycheck in the near future and how to split it up. If they're going to give you all the commission, or if you're splitting it, 50-50 with another agent in our office or outside referral. So that's the offers and commissions right here. Questions on anything DocuSign, transactions, anything tech related at all? I can show you. Okay. Again, I know that was a quick overview. Your goal here is to know that these features exist, and if you need me, let's do it together, right? Especially the first couple times. It'll be like riding a bicycle in no time, but in the meantime, just come in, use your tech resources. Let me do it with you. I've been the DocuSign specialist for 7 years now, so I've seen most everything, and I'm happy to help you guys. Okay, thanks guys. You're welcome. Yeah, and I'm happy to help, like, with anything and everything.
Watching so many.
Okay, great.
Videos and reading so many things.
It really is. Okay, well,
It's just because I need to read for it.
okay. You're probably in a quiet room, like, I feel that very much. Yeah, just remember that you don't have to take all of this in, because, it is so much to learn. Right, and really, we're here all the
I've
time.
used DocuSign a million.
Great.
So it's not like it's new to me, it's just.
It just is a specific workflow that it wants you to use. Yeah, so true. Well, let me know if I can help. And do you want to go ahead and book a one-on-one for this week, next week? No rush. I just know we're here when you need us. Are you doing okay? Congrats on winning today. What'd you win? A gift card? Awesome. And are you new to KW? Like, because we haven't. Okay. Okay, yeah, KWB resources, and then I need tech help on the top right. And then we can just do a one-on-one and we'll get you going with all the KW tech. Seems like you're savvy with it. But yeah, we'll guide you on all the things you need to learn first, really.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, oh yeah, forgot. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, if you have one of these sheets, I'll sign that for Tech Tuesday. I got this one right here, yeah. And if there was one for DocuSign specifically. What is today? 9. Thank you. Oh, nice. Head of the game. Forged my signature. But yeah, found one at least. Nice, yeah, for sure. You guys have it, you're not taking Ignite, are you?
Not yet.
Okay, great, awesome. All right, guys, thanks for coming. If you need me, shoot me an email or come find me in my office. I'll be here to help. Yeah, you're welcome. Happy to help. And you won a gift card today too, didn't you? What'd you win? Do you have something in mind?
No, I do, but.
Yeah. Do you ever walk in a Target and leave with just nothing?
No.
Yeah.
That's for $50 for what? What'd you win that for?
During team meeting, there was a giveaway.
And the funny thing is that, they were like, this is.
What'd you put in?
I put it on the, and look, that's the funny part.
Yeah.
I put it on the, yellow card.
Perfect. You're really stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're already wearing the shirt.
Yeah. Hey, freeze free.
Yeah, Carolyn, if you're still on. If we're still on.
Just like this.
Yes, I'm still here.
Thank you. Carolyn, this is how you can get the written steps too. So KWB resources is where I am here. So kwbresources.com.
Okay.
Then if you can hover over tech resources on the top black toolbar,
Okay.
and then the live tech training,
Yeah.
then scroll down about halfway down. It's not alphabetized, sorry about that, working on it. Where it says DocuSign under the Tech Tuesday classes.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. All right.
And if you click on that, it'll pull up all the quick tip videos, but specifically if you want written steps, that'll be that very top option.
Okay. Good deal. All right. That's great.
And so
I
you click
use your
on that, and
video.
that'll give you the written steps.
Yeah. I use your video, but if I'm out and can't get to it, just to have, I'll have to read.
Take care.
That's a great one.
I'm your guy.
I actually like your.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll put my email in the chat too. If you guys have any questions, or feel free to come in and meet with us. I'll put my tech hours on here as well.
All righty.
Oh, I didn't know. I had no clue.
So we're done.
I feel like $100 million.
All right, guys, I am turning this off, but if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, my pleasure. Bye, Carolyn.
Let me out something.
Thank
I got 500 and it's stingy.
I didn't know it was my